welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about the stage show of Dr Strangelove. Now, some of you may have seen that Steve Coogan and Armando Iannucci, who did Alan Partridge and done a lot of stuff together on the day-to-day, came together with the Kubrick estate to stage Stanley Kubrick's Dr Strangelove. Now, it was on in the West End, it got good reviews, and eventually they filmed a performance and put it online for you to see if you want to watch it. And so I've seen it. I used it in the projector to try and suggest some of the theatrical experience, so I wasn't just watching a lot of TV. So I was, I tried to get as accurate as I could, to give an idea of what it would have been like in the theatre itself, so it wouldn't just be a, well, this looks very flat on TV thing. I tried to make it as big as I possibly could to get a suggestion of what it would feel like. And the stage show is not awful. It's the best thing I can say. It's made by talented people, but it's not the film. It's really not the film. And that's obvious because it can't be the film. But the problem is they stick too close to the film in lots of ways. They do not veer off enough, so it goes close and then it veers off a little bit, and then it goes close and veers off a little bit. So it's not really like the slavish adaptation that I'm sure Kubrick fans would love or hate, depending on their want, where it's like every actor's trying to be who the other actors do. Like, the guy playing General Turgidson is very different from George C. Scott, to a fault, in a sense, because he doesn't have the energy that you need for this part. At least if you're going to go this close to the original. And also, you're watching and thinking, they delivered those lines better in the film. You know, some of the line deliveries are just not up to snuff compared to the film. It's because it's so close, and they never really reimagined it to a degree that I was hoping they would. Like, I was hoping they would just take it and say, this is a template, and now Iannucci was going to do his thing with it. And no, they didn't. The best thing in it is Steve Coogan, because he is a bit more in that direction where he kind of does make certain parts his own. He can't change Dr. Strangelove that much. He does it a little bit. There are a couple of little new jokes, but Dr. Strangelove is Dr. Strangelove. You can't really do much with that. But also, if you've got an actor like Steve Coogan, who's good at eccentrics, but also good at mundane characters, well, the thing you find is, a lot of this play is, Peter Sellers and Dr. Strangelove, apart from Dr. Strangelove, is playing very straight characters in this film. The serious actors like Sterling Hayden and George C. Scott were actually playing the buffoons and playing the comic characters, and Peter Sellers was the person delivering the dryness to make them work. So actually what Kubrick smartly did was he took a comic genius and actually sat on him and let him really set up the other actors to be great, while he was getting the laughs from the kind of quieter lines. So it was a good way of using a talent to play off other talents and create an interesting balance. This one, Steve Coogan, is too much of a comedy whore. Is the best way to put it. He likes getting jokes, so he's playing the straight man, but he has to throw in jokes to try and get jokes from laughs himself. Sometimes at the expense of the characters. The jokes are funny, but sometimes it's like, yeah, that's not quite right. But the problem there is, because they didn't change it enough, it's jarring. If they'd actually found ways to do these jokes and change it a bit more, and the characters, and actually have the situation's the same, but the characters are different, and they're appreciably different, then you'd have someone. Coogan's kind of half and half. He's playing the characters that Sellers played, plus he's playing the Slim Pickens character, but he's not as dry as Peter Sellers was. But he's a half and half. He's trying to move out the Sellers mould to do his own thing with them, but not enough. It's like you're getting frustrated because you're thinking you could have done more with this because you're good at these kind of characters. You could have, if you'd, I think it's one of those things where if you'd workshopped it more with just Iannucci and the writers and Steve Coogan and found weirder variations for all these characters and then worked out from there, I think this would have worked a lot better because you have the solid base of the plot. But if you're just linking everything up to what Kubrick did, then, and you're changing things for staging because you can't do certain things in stage you can do in film, like in the actions and the pacing of certain things. Basically, if you're doing that, if you're focused on recreating that, it's never going to be the same, and you can lose emphasis when you're changing things, something, not other things. So Buck Turginson's a character for George C. Scott, who's a broad character. I mean, essentially, in the film, Kubrick actually had like a series of actors be the broad characters who brought the energy to the film. Like early on, you had Sterling Hayden as a crazy general. Throughout the film, you also had Buck Turgidson in the war room, and you had Slim Pickens in the plane, adding that kind of energy that kept the thing going amidst the plot. These characters kept it going, and Buck Turgidson especially had a lot of exposition to deliver. So his overreactions and kind of half glee, half horror, what's happening. Like, he wants to bomb the Russians. He loves bombing the Russians. And his over-the-topness really works and really helps the film just keep going and keep the sense of, this is crazy, this is absolutely crazy. The choreography here doesn't have that. Now, it was a case of, okay, you cast differently from the original, but you never thought it out, so it's like, where's that energy coming from now? And you never changed it enough to find a new energy level that would work for the play. It just becomes like, why is he looking so bored? Why is there no energy to this guy in this situation? It just feels like it's just nothing there. I mean, that character's a big nothing when it was a heartbeat of the film. And even when Steve Coogan plays the Slim Pickens character, the way Peter Sellers was meant to in the original film, he doesn't have the same energy, and he just looks like he hasn't figured out how to play that character. He just looks like he's like, I don't get this character. I have not found that little thing to make it work. And that's the felt this play has. There's a lot of, either Coogan hasn't been allowed to really run with something to change it enough to make it his own, to make it uniquely this thing. Instead it's too close to the film, or you cast against the film, but the cast against the film doesn't work, but you're not using the mechanics of the film properly, so certain things fall flat when they shouldn't. I mean, there's certain characters that work. I mean, the Russian ambassador works in this one as well. That character worked in the original beautifully. This one is slightly different, but it's slightly different in a good way. And it's like, you wish most of the rest of the actors were like that, where it was just slightly different but good enough. But even then, you wish they'd actually done more with him and did some odder things with him, because he seemed to have energy. But the whole production just has this feeling of, it's like, it's not one thing or the other, it's just this like half and half adaptation that you can get away with a lot in theatre, because a lot of times in theatre, if you see adaptations of plays like a Shakespeare or something, it's half thought out, and it's like little bits work but most of it doesn't, and you're thinking, well, they never really thought it through, they just had a vague idea and they attached this idea to the play, and it's kind of, That's the problem with theatre nowadays. A lot of times, I know it's when I used to go a lot, I don't go much now, if at all, and that was some of the problems with them. It was like, the ideas were half thought out, and this was another example of that. It's half thought out. It's not really, it doesn't really come together. So that's a shame. It's just like, I wished it was better. I was hoping for something better. And to be honest, I was gritting through some of it. I was hoping it would hurry up and get to the point, because it felt long. I thought it felt long, and I thought that it was just like the pacing wasn't particularly great. It just felt it was just there. There was enough jokes to get you through, and the plot was good enough to get you through, but it was like, you're just watching a kind of mediocre remake of something. That's all it was. They just never really found their never found their own individual take on it, is the thing I keep on coming back to. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and the thing is available through National Theatre. So at least now, I think. Well, I've seen it anyway. I don't know how long it's going to be on for. Alright, I'll see you later. Right, bye.